Very similar messaging, not entirely, but very similar messaging on the forgotten man and woman to Bernie Sanders, but he does it with such a different kind of person.
Look, Dana and I experienced it firsthand. He was talking about the biggest industrial revolution, right now, our fourth industrial revolution, what it means for young people, what they need, and the cheap seats up top where the younger people were, a lot of the students were loving it.
Yeah.
Bernie breaks in because he realizes this is my lane, says, I want to go back and talk about the environment for a second, and they didn't like it.
Andrew
They were
Yang
moans and groans.
Third place among younger voters. He's competing with Bernie Sanders for that vote. And the way he talks about the economy is actually different because of what you said, because his explanation for what's going on is a very contemporary one.
And a private sector one. He has a real acumen of what works in the economy.
But it's actually quite accessible.
Don't you love that?
He is a threat to Pete in ways that I don't think we understand. He shows when Pete is telling. In other words, Pete tonight, he got a little bit rattled. He was punching bag Pete for a while. He did fight back, but he wasn't that optimistic, happy warrior that he started out with. He was a little bit more grim and determined. He needed to show that backbone, but he was a little bit dour. Andrew Yang brought the light, he brought the joy, he brought the funny, but he also brought really, really fresh ideas. Watch what happens with him. People have underestimated him from the very beginning. I think that he's doing something very, very extraordinary.
I think part of the
he's not talking from talking points.
Yes.
This is somebody who has clearly thought about things, digested things, written a book, as he told us. It's now going to be in all our mailboxes.
Exactly.
But he is somebody who didn't just run for president because he wanted to be famous. He had ideas.
He's running.
And he had beliefs.
He's the cause he's
and he
fighting for.
decided, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. And he's the one who seems to be the most surprised. And he's a joyful warrior.
Joyful warrior.
He also mentioned, he also speaks so, I think, authentically and movingly about his special needs child. And I have a special needs child myself, and I deeply, deeply appreciate it.
Oh, that was a huge point, because when Yang said today, talk about sometimes things hit you, even though we've been through this so many times, so many iterations as journalists, where it hits you with your own personal experience. When he said, hey, I don't know how many of you are in schools out there, but having special needs is the new normal in this country. Boy, if you have a kid in public or private school, do you know that that is the truth, that there's such an expanded understanding, but it hasn't been met by our cultural understanding and how we deal with education. He was on point about that. Now, to the point that everybody seemed strong tonight, the mayor from South Bend had people coming at him in two different